Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Xeikon Cafe TV featuring digitally printed wall coverings. I know everyone is very familiar with virtual online platforms, but let me just refresh everyone for this session. If you would like to ask a question at any time during the session, please do so by entering your question in the Q&A. We will take opportunities to answer those questions during the broadcast, and we've reserved some time at the end to make sure that we answer all that we can. Also, let me just pause on this page for a second. If you would like to schedule a virtual demo with Xeikon, specifically on wall deco, or frankly, anything else, use the scan the QR code for virtual demo, or if you'd like to also receive a sample pack, you can do that as well. Without further ado, let me introduce to you today's industry expert panelists. And we have pulled together quite an esteemed panel of experts within the wall covering business industry. So to kick us off, we're going to hear from Matthew Jones, Executive Director, and Allison Ilge, pardon me, Allison, from the Wall Covering Association, and they're going to talk a little bit about trends in the wall covering market. We are joined by two of our substrate media partners. We have Ryan Mills and Estelle of Alstrom, and also Jennifer Lamb and Michael of Felix Schuler, and both will be sharing with you their digital offerings and how best to access those in North America. I'm Donna Kovanen. I'm the Director of Marketing at Xeikon North America, and I'll be taking you through a little bit about how Xeikon cover walls, including a video that shows our latest wall deco solution. And then we'll wrap things up with hearing with just one of our customers, Daniel from Rebel Walls, and how their company, Rebel Walls, serves the market. So with that, let me turn it over to the Wall Covering Association team, Matthew and Allison. And I'm going to give Allison controls.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Donna, and thank you to the entire team at Xeikon. You know, we really appreciate the opportunity to engage with you, our fellow panelists, and of course everyone out there in the webinar Zoom audience. So thank you. You know, events like these are important because we at the WA, the Wall Coverings Association, we want to continue to foster collaborative relationships and opportunities. Like this, not only with Xeikon, but with all of our members of the WA. Like Donna said, my name is Matthew Jones. I'm the Executive Director of the Wall Coverings Association. I'll just give a brief overview and then, just to kind of give an overview of what the association is doing, what we're working on. And of course, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Allison Ilg, the WA's PR and Media Director, to talk about trends. So let's get back to the basics. For those of you who don't know, WA, the Wall Coverings Association, the membership is made up of manufacturers, distributors, suppliers, specialty manufacturers, and designers. And the purpose and objective is complex, but it's actually quite simple. It's to promote wall coverings sold in North America. Now, as an association, how do we fulfill that purpose and objective? Our benefits are, it's all about networking, whether it's in person, pre-COVID, or virtual like we're doing now. But specifically, we have a lot of members-only events such as the annual meeting, tech track, webinars, which I'll talk about a little bit here in just a second. We also keep track and keep everyone informed on all the different regulatory and environmental issues that are facing our members. We do a lot of public relations and marketing throughout the year. Thank you, Allison. We have a lot of discounts for a lot of industry-wide type of services, such as shipping discounts, that sort of thing. We have educational opportunities, and then last, we have access to information and research. Specifically, we do a quarterly and annual sales statistics for our manufacturers. So moving on to the next slide, specifically the annual meeting. Like many things in 2021, it was canceled, but we replaced it with a quarterly webinar series. Q1 was a presentation from ThinkLab. ThinkLab is if you're not familiar with them, they're more of a research partner for us in the interiors industry. Really relevant information that was very helpful for our members. Q2, which is in May, we're going to get an interior designs trends update. Q3, we may go back to ThinkLab to give maybe some updated numbers on what they're seeing. And we haven't quite scheduled Q4. Now, the big exciting news is the annual meeting 2022, dare, mark your calendars, the invite, the save the date invite has been sent out for January 29th to February 1st. It's going to be in Delray Beach, Florida. Our fingers are crossed, but this is a WA members only event with exceptions. The exceptions must be approved by the board of directors, but we're really excited about getting this group back together. Now, the other important event that we have during the year is Tech Track. What is Tech Track? Well, Tech Track is a 2-day workshop where we provide members with insight and information to help them better serve their respective companies and the installers of the products and designers who specify the products. It's really geared to the sales and field reps of each of our member companies. This typically has always been done in person. 2020, we did a virtual format. To play it safe for 2021, due to a lot of travel constraints, we're going to do it virtually again this year, probably in September or October. Day one is typically the classroom format. We talk about wall prep, we talk about primers and adhesives, manufacturing process, and sanitizing, sustainability types of issues. Big picture items, think about it, you're in the classroom. Day two is more of the workshop. That's where you get your, virtual hands dirty, and we have speakers giving commentary and installers talking about a paste machine demo, vinyl, mylar, textiles, wovens, glass fiber, grass cloth specialty, and of course, digital murals. So, we're looking forward to working with hopefully everybody here, and we'll be able to attend. It is a WA members only event, but we are looking forward to showcasing what we achieved at the end of that. Again, most likely in October. To wrap up and to finalize, of course, we have, you can see on the slide all the different various events that we have, and of course this will be recorded. You can look at this later, and all of this information is on our website. But really, to wrap up, before I turn things over to Allison, despite everything that's going on, and based on all of the research that we've gathered from multiple sources, whether it's statistical or anecdotal from our members, the future of the wall coverings industry, both commercial and residential, it's really looking like it's going to make a positive return in a dramatic way. Maybe even as soon as Q3, Q4 of this year, but most likely at the beginning of 2022. And the future is optimistic. And we at the WA, we just look forward to being a part of this ride and helping all of our members being a part of this industry and economic rebound. So again, thank you, Donna. Thank you, Xeikon, for hosting this. I'll turn it over to my colleague, Allison Ilg, our PR media director for WA. She's going to talk about all the different trends that we're seeing before we turn it over to our next panelist. So Allison.
Great. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, it's definitely a treat to work with Wall Covering Association. And we've reached out to our members, and we keep close contact with them to ask them about trends. As Matthew said, the future is looking bright for wall coverings. And when you think about wall coverings, this is not your grandma's wall coverings. This is totally different. And I'm going to share some of these trends that I got a smile from Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Anyway, so I'll share the information about these trends. Some of this information has been shared in Interior and Sources magazines. We work real closely with the trade magazines. So all the information I'm sharing at the end, I'll share with you also the link. So you can go right to the link and see some of the information about these trends. So overall, what we found with interior design, I think this year we really want to safeguard health and just well-being and so forth of everybody. It's been a big top of mind. And some main trends are, we want the wall covering to be engineered for cleanability. It's got to be durable. It's got to be cleanable. And a lot of this, you can accomplish that with vinyl wall covering products. And as many of you know, it comes in many forms: type 1, type 2, type 3, semi-rigid, rigid. And a lot of these, and a lot of the, even the PPE you've been hearing about a lot this year, that's made from vinyl. So I think that even goes furthermore to show how the vinyl wall coverings, it's very durable, very definitely used in the healthcare settings. Let me show you some examples. One of our WA members, Wolf Gordon, has some really beautiful, and that's the other thing too with wall coverings you can get, is really beautiful wall coverings that go well in every setting. It can be setting in a healthcare, hospitality. And here's an example here of Wolf Gordon. I'll show you another one in a second here. And next is from Hightex. Here's their Unity, which you can see comes in different colors, which is great for design. Another option from National is the Quadrille, and this has some embossing in it, so it has some depth with it as well. And this is a water-based top coat. It resists stains, abrasions, and it's easy for scrubbing, especially now with the bleach-based solution. Another trend we're seeing is everybody is talking about protecting wellness and well-being. As everybody is now coming out from our isolation, we want something, we want to be a calm feeling and a sense of well-being. We also want nature is making a big comeback now. Biophilia, bringing the nature inside, has always been popular, and even more so, it's now popular. And in the environments, what our members have told us, we want something nature inspired and some texture with it, but and things that stimulate like natural materials. And I'll show you some examples of that. So from Color and Design, they've been able to create a wood-like pattern, which looks almost like wood, but isn't wood. And again, this is very cleanable and very, very durable. But again, it brings like the wood inside and stimulates the wood. From Level, which is a digital printer, that they've done some great big flowers printing, which is beautiful. And and they also do some panoramic views. They also have some leaf designs and others. Another example, geometrics, which is really popular. Geometrics kind of remind us of order and structure and control, which I think a lot of people need right now. And a lot of digital printers are producing these technologies. They're oversized graphic prints. We're actually, bigger is better. And Xeikon is a provider of digital printing manufacturing solutions. So it's one you can think of if you're not already working with them. Another trend we're seeing is Art Deco, mid-century inspired designs, 3D effects, and structures that look hand-drawn. I'll show some examples of those. And some of these now are often in bold patterns, and they're subtle interpretations of what we've seen before, but they're larger graphics. And again, as I mentioned, it's something you may be reminiscent of, your grandmother's wallpaper, but it's really been modernized. That's not going, I'm trying to make it go forward there, sorry.
Allison, I'll step in and help out with the
if you could, Don, that'd be great.
Sure,
yeah, I mean,
sure.
You can control, that might help. Thank you. So I'm looking for, there we go. And the first one is J. Josephson. And again, this is geometric print. This is called Unpoint, and it also has done it with, they do it with a metallic and a matte design, which has that hand-drawn quality. Next. Level, another digital printer. This is their green wall modern, and I've seen this print. It's bringing in the green, the biophilic design, but it also has different colors. And this, they've also done it in a more translucent, so it could be on a glass wall and make it great, for separation in offices. Next. MDC has a great Sintra product. And this Sintra is kind of the cosmic design there. It looks like it's a geometric design, but looking cosmic. And this also comes in a thicker quality, and also can be noise canceling as well. So lastly, for the blended environments, we've all kind of found, working from home these last year, our living space is our office, it's our school, it's our workout center. So I think some of that, once we go back to the office, we may see some of that still merging together. And even, let's go back a second, sorry. And even consumers want that mix. They want more of an officey look in their home, in the homes. So it's kind of going both ways. And there are some new products that have come out. And let's go to the next one. Thanks, Donna. And York wall coverings, they have done some really great strips that you can use within your home. And I think a lot of us too are doing some remodeling in the home. So this strip right there, you can use to remodel some of your current furniture, or even put this behind some bookcases. And Joanna Gaines, who watches HGTV with Joanna Gaines, who's definitely a popular person. Everybody seems to love her. And York has been working with Joanna Gaines on her Magnolia Home collection. And she has some beautiful, as you can see, there's some geometric design, which comes in a little bit of different colors and patterns that all go well together. And as I mentioned, a lot of these articles, we work real closely with some interior design magazines. So the articles that I've mentioned, the trends, and we're also talking about cleanability and just other strategies to get the most from wall coverings can be found here on these links. And Donna, are you sending everybody, are they getting this presentation? Yeah, okay, so you'll be able to.
Yeah, had to get off mute. Yes, the
Yes, okay,
presentation and recording will be.
Yeah, so you'll be able to link on directly here. And then we have other articles that are directly on the WA news page. Now, thanks, Donna. For the next one. And then more information about the Wall Coverings Association, please email us at our main number. And then also here's the rest of our contact information for Matthew, myself, and others on our team. And also you can follow us on social media. We're there as well, where we like to connect with designers and members, but please feel free to follow us and connect there.
Great. Allison, Matthew, thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
We're going to hear now from Ryan at Ahlstrom. Before we do, let me just also mention that all of the attendees of today's event, I'm holding in my hand just one collection from York wall coverings, so everyone will get this. We know that self-adhesive material is peel and stick is quite popular in North America, so your sample will be on that substrate, so you'll get that. Okay, Ryan, take it away. And I'll click for you, Ryan. It'll be easier.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, Allison and Matthew. Look forward to the 2022 annual meeting. Thank you, Donna and Xeikon, for having us here. My name is Ryan Mills. I work as a sales manager with Ahlstrom Monk Show. We are a master roll distributor supplier for digitally printable substrates. Go ahead and next slide. Ahlstrom Monk Show. We are a very large global company, 45 plants in 14 different countries, 7,800 employees, and 6,000 customers over 100 countries. A lot of our products are used in everyday applications, wall coverings from backings, facings, and digitally printable substrates that can be printed on many different print technologies. We also have filtration media, air, fuel, oil, healthcare was really big for us back in 2020. I mean, it still is, but gowns and face mask materials, diagnostic testing, and food and beverage packaging, like the Reese's peanut butter cup wrappers. Pretty interesting. Next, please. So for our Xeikon certified products, we are currently have 3 products in our portfolio that we're pushing in the North America market. All of these products are 100% PVC free. They have excellent printability, and they're all on a variety of surface effects and structures. The fibrous product has very long fibers and allows a shadow effect when printing. The Satin 180 product is 180 GSM. It has a smooth surface and vibrant colors, kind of gives a look similar to vinyl. And then we also have our matte product, which is also a smooth surface, excellent printability, but it has a flat print feature, a non-glossy appearance. Our products have the ability to use standard wall cover adhesive, which the product can be easily removed and strong enough to be taken down all in one piece. As Allison said, it's not your grandma's wallpaper anymore. The technology has become a lot further and has the ability to come off the wall a lot easier. So 100% paste the wall and strippable. Non-wovens also have the ability that with butt seams, it's not really required to have the 2-inch overlap because the product doesn't shrink. So that's beneficial when hanging on the wall. It has great registering and the product can line up without shifting on the wall. The product is also able to be washed and cleaned with gentle scrub to help remove any dirt and debris. So it's great for, hanging up in the house and being able to clean it if needed. So that's really the main products that we're pushing in North America. The next slide has contact information. Myself or my colleague Estelle, you can contact either one, and there's additional information on our company's website as well. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need any additional information. Thanks, Donna.
Thank you, Ryan and Estelle. Great, and let's move now to Felix Schuler and Jennifer.
Thanks, Donna, and I'll have you advance the slides for me as
Yeah,
well.
I'll do that as well. No worries.
So much. So good morning from Los Angeles. Yes, it's still morning here. And many thanks to Xeikon for including Felix Schuler in today's Xeikon Cafe TV. As she said, I'm Jennifer Lamb. I'm part of the digital media sales team here in North America. On the call as well is my colleague, Michael Overman, based out of Germany, and he's our product manager for digital wall covering. Go ahead and next slide, please. And if you click it one more time, it'll advance the rest of the detail. Thank you. So just a little bit about Felix Schuler and some key figures. We are still a family-owned company now in the 6th generation. And in 2020 of all years, we celebrated our 125th anniversary. And our annual sales revenue is approximately 1 billion euro. And we are the market leader in photo imaging, which is our foundational business. We're also market leaders in decor papers, which is a layer of paper that's used to create color in products like furniture or countertops and floorings, things like that. Next slide. And our quality lives up to what we would call made in Germany at all of our sites worldwide. Our headquarters is located in Osnabrück, Germany, which is close to the border of the Netherlands. Our main mill is located in Weissenborn, which is closer to the Czech Republic. And that facility operates one paper machine with about 80,000 tons a year of annual capacity. There's 2 extrusion lines, 3 coaters, and it's really a fully integrated production center from pulp to converting. And then in our Gunzach mill, this is where we have 3 paper machines, about 50,000 tons of capacity per year, and that's where we're producing some of our digital non-woven grades. We also operate manufacturing sites in Canada, in Russia, India, China, as well as 2 converting operations in North America. And then we do have sales representatives scattered all across the globe. Next slide. So the Felix Schuler Group combines the expertise in non-woven base and digital media production all under one roof. In recent years, our digital media division has developed a range of digital non-woven paper specifically designed for these platforms. We took the experience of having our traditional analog products and then refined them for printing on these various platforms, including Xeikon. Next slide. And we have a broad range of capabilities that can be adapted to meet market requirements. And starting with our own non-woven manufacturing of base paper, we then apply a variety of functional coating layers to optimize print quality, to create specific adhesion or barrier properties on the surface. And then we take it a step further by offering custom converting to provide customers with formats that are best suited for their printer type. And in particular, we do offer standard sizes designed for Xeikon's exact press width. We've got a history of working really closely with OEMs to develop and qualify products, and Xeikon's a really excellent example of that partnership. And lastly, given our commitment to R&D, we have the ability to develop new and custom solutions to keep up with demand for different services and functionalities as this segment continues to grow. Next slide. So just a quick highlight on what we see as some of the key market drivers for digitally printed wall covering. One of the key benefits, of course, is you can have smaller batch production versus analog printing, and as a result, try to maintain lower inventories. You can produce variable data, which of course offers a really high degree of personalization and customization on your design. You can also tell a good story regarding the environment with no PVC needed. In our case, our mill is ISO 14000 certified. Our products are PVC free, and we are following and meeting the necessary environmental requirements. And thanks to Xeikon, you can reach high productivity and full automation, start to finish, using their Wall Deco suite of solutions. Next slide. Our product range for digital wallpaper is named Styline, and our Styline Hamburg product is optimized for digital printing, in particular for Xeikon. It's, as I mentioned, it's an uncoated, non-woven. It has a soft touch feeling with a very smooth and even surface for printing. It does offer smudge and water resistance, as well as excellent dry strippability when removing. It's easy to install with perfect handling and edge-to-edge alignment. We can offer things like self-adhesive options through third parties. We also have other products in development using our special coating capabilities as a result of specific customer requests. We have a toolbox and a partner connections to create unique combinations for various market requirements. Next slide. And we happen to have Dimitri on the call, but he was kind enough to offer us a brief testimonial on our product, which you can see here. And it's a testament to the relationship that we have in working closely with Xeikon. So we appreciate their consideration and support. And next is a quick video.
I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Brian. Great.
Thanks, Anna.
Excellent. And before we go back to the presentation, we do have a question. Does Wallstar offer a non-PVC peel and stick media? I think that was to Ryan.
Currently, Ulster-Munkshow is working on a peel and stick product. It's actually being introduced in Europe, hopefully in the next third quarter or fourth quarter of this year. But we do have a water activated adhesive product as well that you just spray the back of the wall cover and hang it up on the wall. Sticks very nicely and also peels off in one piece if that's of interest as well.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. Jennifer, did you just want to finish up?
That's it. Yeah, basically, here's our contact information that I believe will be provided. Please stay in touch and reach out with any additional questions after the event. And thanks for listening.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer and Michael. And again, ask Ryan and Jennifer, Michael and Matthew and Allison to stay on for the duration and for questions. So let me offer some Xeikon information about how we address and serve the wall covering market. And in fact, as of today, we are announcing a new product that's featured that will address kind of the entry level. And I thought it would be useful just to start us right off with that solution featuring our own Dimitri van Gavers. So we'll kick off with a video.
Hi, welcome to our Global Innovation Center here at Xeikon. My name is Dimitri and it's my pleasure to introduce you to our CX50 wall decoration press. The CX50 is the latest addition to the Cheetah family and it's built on our new Cheetah 2.0 dry toner simplex platform. In our production portfolio, we already had the CX500 on this platform, which is the high volume press for high capacity output. Now the CX50 positions itself below that at a lower price point, requiring less production volume, but it still prints at 20 meters per minute or 65 feet per minute, yielding an output of 600 square meters per hour or an amazing 6,500 square feet per hour. And talking about automation, the CX50 perfectly integrates into our digital wall decoration production solution. So that means single pass printing at 1200 DPI, 5 colors, inline water-based varnishing, slitting and waste removal, and after that, coreless rewinding to a finished roll and a finished product to send to your customer. Moreover, the CX50 can be field upgradable to the performance of the CX500, so delivering more speed and more productivity. Let me take you through the different steps of our wall deco production solution. It all starts with a jumbo unwinder that accommodates for rolls up to 850 kilo or 1900 pounds, a wide range of non-wovens for wall decoration production, and also self-adhesive non-wovens are perfectly possible. After the jumbo unwinder, we have the web alignment module, a very important module that will take care of the paper path always entering centrally into the engine. And that's very important for slitting and waste removal afterwards. After the web alignment module, we have our pre-media conditioning unit, which is also a key element in the production process. Because we work with an electrophotographic process, we have to evacuate excessive moisture of the paper to get optimal conductivity for optimal print quality. After that's been taken care of in the PMC module, we go to the printing press itself. 5 colors, full rotary single pass printing process at 1200 dpi to deliver the highest print quality on the market. After the printing stage, we go to the fusing step. This is where we fuse, basically melt the toner particles to the substrate to fix the image to the non-woven. After the printing, we apply a water-based varnish, and we do that in our web varnishing module. Water-based varnish for indoor use, it's odorless, it's safe to use, and it also provides extra protection of the print and improves the washability and the scratch resistance. After the varnishing step, we come to our slitting and waste evacuation. We have foreseen a high precision slitting assembly with rotary shear knives that slit off the borders and evacuate them to the shredder, where they are being shredded to 5 to 10% of the original volume, reducing their waste in your process. And the final step is the rewinding of the rolls. Our X800 workflow makes sure all the barcodes, headers and cut markers have been applied automatically, and the QR code readers and the sensors, they get the cut instruction from the workflow, and they rewind the rolls to coreless finished rolls, ready to pack and ship to your end customers. So you have a total integrated print manufacturing workflow from a white paper roll onto a finished end product ready for your customer. We're very excited to bring the CX50 to the market because we believe for our wall decoration prospects and customers, it lowers the threshold to step into the fully professional wall decoration production in a digital way. Make sure to visit our virtual wall decoration demo room on Xeikon-virtual.com.
Thank you, Dimitri. So I hope everyone found that very informative, and I would like to share a little bit more about the Xeikon solution. So we heard from the Wall Covering Association, and we heard a little bit from our substrate partners in terms of what the trends are for digital. And I appreciated Allison sharing information about the vinyl market, the conventional market, because we recognize that digital and conventional are complement, and there is value to both. Certainly with conventional, there is the opportunity for very, very large runs. And then for digital, you've got that bespoke solution that can address very high value opportunities for you. So in looking at some of the trends, and the study I think is still relevant. Of course, we had a little blip last year, but as Matthew shared, the trend I think is going to continue and the growth is going to continue. So if you look at the overall global market, right, it is quite large, $4.5 billion of total value for both conventional and digital, representing over 2 billion square meters of wall covering. When you take a look at the digital value, it is less than 10%, representing about 100, just a little over 100 million square meters for that. But the thing to keep in mind is that there is, again, that value with digital. And from a Xeikon solution perspective, we are actually the only vendor that offers an electrophotographic process. And so we're covering about 10% of the market. And what does that mean for you as potential print manufacturers for that? And we'll get into some of that value in just a second. But while the market is small, again, the value is great for profitability and sustainability, and also for repeatability. So looking at some of the customer challenges. So yes, the mission might be that you do want to produce shorter runs very cost effectively. You want to offer customization and individualization, as Jennifer mentioned, right? That is in fact a trend that is not just for documents, but also for all sorts of other applications. You want to, of course, be always on trend. And what that means is that the ability to have a digital library versus an inventory, a physical inventory. You want to guarantee short delivery time, and you want to be sustainable. So you can do this with making sure that your setup and make ready time and cost are in line. You want to avoid that inventory risk. You want to make sure that your product finishing is efficient. Again, with an all-in-line solution, you don't have to worry about steps in your workflow to do things offline. And so Xeikon addresses exactly to these challenges by providing high print quality at 1200 DPI, again, productivity, and we now offer a range of presses based on your needs, your budget, and your needs. It's a total end-to-end automated solution, as we saw, and it's completely sustainable, and we'll share with that in just a minute. So the business opportunities, they are large, right? It allows you for short run printing of collections. It allows you now to take on some of those end of life collections, some trial and some startups. So you're not investing in large collections all at once. Again, you're maintaining a digital library versus a physical one. Think about also sample books. So, you got to get that product to market. You got to engage from an awareness perspective. So sample books is big, typical for short run. And then also the ability not only for full wall coverings, but for photo murals and borders, etc. So some of the other advantages of digital, again, allows you for a very simpler pre-press. There's no plates, there's no cylinders. Again, it increases your time to market, meaning you can get out there quicker. Obviously, digital offers you the ability for automation. And again, you have a greater design flexibility with no fixed repeat length. Flexibility of substrates, we heard from some, there's actually a lot more that are available to you, and I'll point to where you can take a look at that. There is reduced running cost versus latex, again, adding to your profitable position, and reduced inventory and waste, and of course, digital complies with all regulations. We address environmental concerns, as well as, again, with the scale up of products, you can choose which solution best fits for you. So just a couple of things. While again, Xeikon is sponsoring this seminar, we want to make sure that you understand that in fact, we do have the best solution on the market for very professional and profitable production of wall coverings. And we can deliver to you a solution that gives you higher profit margins and producing those wall coverings in less time. So I've mentioned a few times about the sustainability, and we heard from Allison and Matthew on the cleanliness part. And I know that the Wall Covering Associations has done a tremendous job this year and last year of focusing on the cleanliness and the safety of that. So first, everyone on this call should know that Xeikon produces our own toner. And so we use our dry toner in wall covering. And why is that significant? So actually those toners are FDA certified, as well as some European certifications, so that it's safe. And why is that important? In addition to, we manufacture those toners in a green environment, in a green shop. It's important because of thinking where those wall coverings are being hung, in kitchens, in bedrooms, in common rooms. And certainly you don't want to have something that is produced with VOCs, and you want to make sure that if any hot contact comes from the wall covering to someone's face or mouth, that again, it's very safe. So Xeikon Dry Toner delivers that safe and cleanliness technology in addition to the substrates that are also washable. Just a quick word, I'm not going to go through this in detail on, from an environmental perspective, the fact that Xeikon Dry Toners are de-inkable. So we fully participate in that process. And again, that's just another element of sustainability. So while we have two of our partners on this call today, there are others that we do work with. We just couldn't fit everybody into the call today. And so we do encourage you to take a look at our website, printmedia.xeikon.com, where you can see, again, all of the partners that we work with and the substrates that have been certified for Xeikon presses. So I wanted to just summarize the Xeikon part by sharing that, again, we offer solutions whether you're just starting out and you want to have a full digital shop, as you'll see our customer talk about in just a second, or you are looking at some mid volume, or if you're going for full wall deco factory. We've got a solution that addresses each of those market segments, but again, based on your budget and your volume. So as we're teeing up our Rebel Wall customer Daniel's video, I'll just leave you with these 5 key reasons to choose Xeikon. Again, we're eco-friendly and safe. We can create an automated all-in-line solution that deliver perfectly finished rolls printed on a wide variety of substrates with unbeatable productivity up to 936 square meters per hour, very fast for our bespoke solution. And again, we are ideal for custom short run work. And with that, I'd like to introduce Rebel Walls and Daniel, and he's going to share how they serve the market.
Thank you very much, Donna, for the presentation. I will go into full screen mode and welcome to Sweden. I will take you through a little bit what we are doing here at Rebel Walls. You saw a short video about our daily work here from design studio to the end consumer. And I will explain a little bit how we are successful with digital wallpaper printing. About Rebel Walls, we are obviously a Swedish company based on the west coast in Sweden, founded by a family of wallpaper in the third generation, Christopher and Irene Gimmerstad, at 2012. Rebel Walls is a brand within the Gimmerstad group, so we also have conventional brands such as Sandberg wallpaper. And we are working with resellers around the world globally, and we are also working with a high number of interior designer clients. But the main sales channel is today for Rebel Walls the global e-commerce site with business to consumer, where we currently are reaching 26 different markets globally, and our website is translated into 23 different languages. Rebel Walls Beyond the Ordinary, our mission and why, how, and what is that we believe everyone is different, and we want to encourage you to claim your own space. That's sort of the mission and why Rebel Walls exist as a brand. And how we do that? We do it by decorating walls for a global audience, and we want to give them a customized experience, whatever your taste might be into interior design. And we do that by creating extraordinary room settings. So we try to give inspiration and advice how to create the whole experience, not only the wallpaper, but the furniture and the carpets, etc. And the core values within Rebel Walls, our mission, what we see every morning when we go to the office is think extraordinary, be creative, and make a change. And that's also what we ask our customers to claim their own space. Our business model, yet it's fully digital and e-commerce. We work with different personas, and to keep it short, there are mainly 3 different personas we are working with today. With COVID times, as referred by Donna, of course, the consumer persona is very important to us, the business to consumer, where actually the end user are going online and buying our products. That's something where we have seen actually a growth in these difficult times where we have a lockdown. Consumers are still buying wallpaper and decorating their homes. Especially the home office trend is very strong, I can tell you. Influencers, we are working with influencers as well, business to consumer and business to business, more or less professional customers. And designers, of course, architects, interior stylists, and business, where we have big hotel chains, restaurants, offices, etc. We have resellers around the world, which is more the traditional setup of wallpaper trade. And we also have in selected countries wholesale and distributors that are managing our brand locally in their own market. Again, the website, 23 different languages and 26 markets. Our strategy is to open at least 3 new markets every year. So 3 different countries or regions every year minimum is our growth plan for Rebel Walls brand. And why do we use digital production? I will touch some of the subjects already mentioned by Donna in her presentation, but this is how we see it. Of course, the unlimited design capabilities give us much more tools in the design phase. We have four designers that are designing only for digital, and they take advantage of the unlimited number of colors and that there are no repeat. So we are not designing based on the conventional way to see a repeat. That doesn't mean that there is no repeat in our designs, but it could be 70 centimeters or 7 meters repeat. Designers are not restricted to this. And the high definition of detail is very important to us. We are creating our artwork in a very high resolution, and the Xeikon engine are capable of printing this very high detail in the final product. And low or no stock levels at Rebel Walls, it's actually no stock levels. We are not keeping one single roll on a shelf. We keep everything digital stored and printing only on order. That enables us to have a broader assortment, so we can actually keep collections for phase in and phase out phase with profitability. For us, it's not an issue if a collection is not selling. That doesn't mean that we are not taking it out, because you can just archive it in our digital warehouse, or you can maybe next year we can expose it in a different way. And next to this, of course, we have a very low startup of our production being digital, so it gives us a great advantage. The production model is that we want to keep everything in control, the supply chain ourselves. So we have, as I mentioned, our own designers that have the know-how how to design for digital and are enabling all of the nice capabilities. And next to that, we also have developed our website and all the technology behind the website ourselves to be in control, which also are close related to our production system internally that are driving the logistics and printing. And the sales model is, as mentioned, online, and that's the most important channel, but we also work with distribution and resellers. And the growing market is also contract production, white label for other brands and even other websites. We are integrating our production engine with projects like that. And why is still Xeikon #1 technology for us after 12 years? Because we have used Xeikon digital technology for 12 years at Rebel Walls. It's for us, of course, the production speed is unmatched. At 900 square meters per hour, we are very, very productive with this solution. And it's scalable for us. Today we have 2 production lines, but since Xeikon is offering a full integrated end-to-end solution, it's very easy for us to scale production since they are supplying us with all the printing components. And the production cost per square meter, if you compare that with inkjet, it's basically unmatched as well. The reliability and support is superior from Xeikon, and that's very important for us to have local service engineers that can keep our production plant running at every time. The dry technology without VOCs is important because they're also compliant with all the industry standards around the world. Being Scandinavian, we are quite on top of these things, but also when you're exporting globally, you realize that different regions have different restrictions for home decoration, and the Xeikon technology complies with them all. Highlight fastness, even without putting a top coat or a protection layer, it's very light resistance to direct UV light, and that's important to have a sustainable product in your home. Future improvements, wish lists. We are working closely with Xeikon, and we always want to do more. And the edge-to-edge color stability, yet it has been improved a lot over years. That's still something that still can improve to be able to address more conventional products to be printed digitally with a conventional repeat length and a conventional way to create the designs. So, and this is improving every year, and we believe that taking the next step will enable an even bigger penetration of digital technology in wall decoration. More substrate, of course, that's always on the wish list. We are today using 2 to 3 substrates, and we have 10 good candidates. But Donna mentioned metallics, for example. That's something that is quite new still to this industry of digital wallpaper printing. Increased wallpaper width, not very important for Rebel Walls and Sandberg because we are designing our own. But if you want to really copy paste conventional, 530 millimeters would be a nice thing to have. For us, not very important, but if we're printing for other brands. Special effects such as metallic spot colors, mica colors, that's also on the wish list, of course. But our solution is that we design for the technology. We try to take advantage of all the nice things with going digital and do not focus so much on what things you cannot do. And that's how we have been successful for 12 years. Rebel Walls marketing, and we are an online company, so of course we are focusing on all the digital channels for our online marketing, such as Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn. We are present there, of course, on a daily basis with updates. We have like 5-6 people working full time on this. And we also want to create content-rich communication with emails where we sort of show how to do things, inspiration, etc., not really sales emails. Our design service, of course, have full service approach to professional customers where they can support all the way through the creative phase to production. Colors in particular is very important, and samples is also extremely important if you are online, because you need, I will show you something here, you need something to touch and feel and smell. And that's why we are offering all our customers, consumers and professionals, up to 3 samples being sent to their home or to their business to select the designs they prefer, and also have something physical to touch and feel before they place the order online. And we work with conventional collection books as well, of course, 2 to 3 collection books per year. And then we do trend collections, which are online collection books on a higher frequent base, and also individual product releases. That can happen next week, for example, that we release two new designs just as an individual product release. And that's quite unique for being in the wallpaper business, where normally you plan your collections 1 year ahead. Influencer marketing is something where we also focus with the special group, where we encourage collaborations with influencers globally. And we get a lot of good publicity this way, of course. Last but not least, still we work closely with design magazines, try to get exposure there with our brand and our way to make change in people's homes. I think that's my 15 minutes. That was a short one, but thank you very much.
Great, and thanks again to Daniel for that. We're almost at time, but we do have some questions, so if you can just hang in with us while we address your questions. Dimitri, could you come online and help answer some questions for us?
Absolutely, Donna. I'm online.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
so
you.
let me
Video.
good. Let me read the question to you. So we have some for Dimitri, and we actually have one for the Wall Covering Association, Matthew. So the first one for Dimitri: can Xeikon stitch printing heads for a wider process?
Yeah. Well, the answer is no. Let's say we haven't touched upon the technology that much, but we don't use inkjet, so we don't use print heads. We actually use electrophotography. So what we do is we have a wide imaging bar of 20 inch, and we actually image on a drum, on a rotating drum, we transfer toner particles to that drum, and afterwards we transfer the toner from the drum to the substrate. So it's a full contact process. Now, the advantage of inkjet is that you can easily scale that to a width, and there's also another question on that. So you can add another print bar, or you can add another couple of heads, and then you go suddenly a lot wider. With our technology, it requires a lot of mechanical redesign. So it's definitely, to answer the other question, it's definitely on our radar. It's definitely on the roadmap. I cannot give you any dates or any timing on that. But it requires a substantial redesign of our technology to go wider. So it's so the answer is at the moment no, but we are definitely looking into that, and we're aware of the full potential. Daniel also mentioned it. He's one of the let's say the people that demand this for several years already.
Thank you, Dimitri.
That answers the question. Yeah.
And the other question for you is, can the CX50 print onto Dreamscape Type 2 wall covering?
Yeah, and so to be very honest, while I saw the question, I had to Google it very quickly, because we do not have Dreamscape at the moment in our portfolio. I know it's a wide format substrate being used for inkjet, for eco solvent, or UV or latex. So I don't think, if you can buy it in big rolls, because you've seen the Xeikon, it's a jumbo roll. A lot of these wide format substrates are not even, you cannot even buy them on jumbo rolls. But it's definitely something we can investigate. It all depends on the weight of the substrate. It depends on the type of embossing, if there is a heavily embossed already, or if it's rather flat or smooth. So we have the name of the person asking the question, and we'll definitely follow it up with him.
Great, Dimitri, thank you. And let me ask this of Matthew from the Wall Covering Association. There's quite a little bit of verbiage here, but basically the question is, when will any plans to get the Wall Covering Association to focus a bit more on the residential market?
Right. No, that's a good question, PJ. Thank you for that. So the WA, we currently do have a sales, stats program. As of right now, it's only available for the manufacturers who participate in that program. Now, the program is specifically commercial sales. Why is that? Mainly because of the WA membership specifically. Commercial sales make up about 85, almost 90% of their market. However, to your point, the residential market is definitely growing. We do have some exceptions. But as far as WA membership goes, we are completely open to residential and commercial wall coverings manufacturers. So we encourage more and more different groups to getting in. But to your point, it is growing. The board of directors actually had a discussion about this in our February meeting, and it's on the agenda again for June. So I think the market is definitely shifting that way, or it's growing. So, and potentially we might be able to expand that stats program to include residential. So, good question.
Thank you, Matthew. And our last question before we wrap up, back to Dimitri. How do you manage printing the samples if the production to rewinder is inline?
Yeah, so there's definitely an option, and that's the option that Rebel Walls has, is to bypass the rewinder and to go to a cut and stack to a sheet on a jogger table, or so it's not standard, but we can definitely accommodate for that. So you can have both processes if you want to produce sample books, or if you want to go to finished rolls.
Great. Thank you, Dimitri. And at this time, I hope this seminar gave you some more insights and that you'll consider digital. Please reach out to Xeikon so that we can help you in that conversation. And I'd like to thank all of our panelists as well for participating and enjoying the time with the audience. So again, thank you all and have a great day.